Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a time where truth and falsehood are constantly battling. Many people walk among us, appearing as friends, as family, as close companions, yet they carry within them a darkness that poisons relationships, corrupts minds, and weakens the fabric of society. It is essential for us to recognize these hidden threats and protect ourselves and our loved ones from their harmful influence. The first step is understanding that demons do not always come in the form of supernatural beings. No, they come disguised as greed, dishonesty, arrogance, and cruelty. These are the traits that turn an ordinary person into a source of destruction, someone who manipulates, lies, and sows division among families and friends. When we talk about demons in friends and family, we are not referring to supernatural beings lurking in the shadows. Instead, we are discussing the traits, behaviors, and influences that turn individuals into sources of negativity and destruction. These demons manifest in many ways through deceit, arrogance, jealousy, and the constant desire to manipulate others for personal gain. Understanding this concept is essential because many people fail to recognize these harmful influences early on. They assume that just because someone is close to them by blood or friendship, that person must have good intentions. But the truth is, not everyone around us operates with sincerity. Some people are driven by selfish motives, and if we do not develop the ability to recognize these traits, we may find ourselves being misled, exploited, or emotionally drained. One of the most dangerous forms of this negativity comes from people who thrive on deception. They wear masks, pretending to be well-wishers while secretly working against the interests of those around them. They are skilled in twisting words, creating doubt in others' minds, and breaking trust between individuals. Such people are often the root cause of conflict, spreading misinformation to turn loved ones against each other. There are those whose demons manifest in arrogance and pride. They refuse to acknowledge their mistakes, belittle others, and always seek to place themselves above everyone else. Their words and actions are designed to make others feel inferior, creating an environment where self-doubt and insecurity thrive. Their pride blinds them, making them incapable of true love, compassion, or meaningful relationships. Jealousy is another dangerous force that consumes people from within. A person overtaken by jealousy cannot bear to see others succeed. Instead of celebrating the happiness of friends and family, they secretly wish for their downfall. They may act supportive on the surface, but deep inside they carry resentment. Their jealousy drives them to sabotage others, either by discouraging them, spreading false rumors, or subtly undermining their confidence. Another characteristic of such individuals is their selfishness. They are only present when they need something, but disappear when others need support. Their relationships are purely transactional based on what benefits them. They do not invest in true connections, but rather seek opportunities to use people for their own advantage. These individuals drain the energy of those around them, leaving them exhausted and betrayed. Some people are controlled by anger and aggression. They lack emotional control and lash out at the slightest inconvenience. Their words are sharp, their tempers unpredictable, and their presence creates an atmosphere of fear and instability. Living or interacting with such individuals can be extremely harmful as their negativity spreads like a disease, affecting the mental and emotional well-being of those around them. Recognizing these demons is the first step toward protecting oneself. We must train ourselves to see beyond words and appearances, understanding the true nature of the people we surround ourselves with. By staying vigilant and strong in our values, we can shield ourselves from their influence and ensure that our lives remain free from toxicity and deception. Recognizing the signs of demons in friends and family is crucial for protecting ourselves and maintaining a positive environment. These signs often reveal themselves subtly, hiding behind polite gestures or sweet words. It requires keen observation, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness to detect such behaviors. Many people ignore these warning signs out of love, loyalty, or fear of confrontation, but turning a blind eye only empowers negative influences to grow stronger. One of the clearest signs is dishonesty. A person who frequently lies, whether about small matters or significant issues, cannot be trusted. Lies create confusion and break the foundation of any relationship. People who manipulate the truth often do so to gain an advantage, cover up their wrongdoings, or control others. They may twist facts to suit their narrative, making others question their own understanding of reality. When someone consistently changes their story or avoids accountability, it is a clear indicator that their intentions are not pure. Another key sign is manipulation. Manipulative individuals use others as tools to fulfill their own desires. They know how to play with emotions, often portraying themselves as victims to gain sympathy. They create guilt in others, making them feel responsible for their problems. This type of behavior drains the emotional energy of those around them, leaving them feeling used and confused. A manipulative person rarely shows gratitude or reciprocates kindness, as their primary focus is always their own benefit. Selfishness is another defining trait of such individuals. They prioritize their own needs above everyone else's, even at the expense of others' well-being. They only reach out when they need help or support, but disappear when others require assistance. These people lack empathy and often justify their actions by making others feel that they are being unreasonable for expecting kindness in return. Their relationships are transactional, with little regard for emotional bonds or loyalty. A more subtle but equally destructive sign is jealousy and envy. Such people cannot genuinely celebrate the success or happiness of others. They hide their resentment behind fake smiles, but their negative energy seeps through in sarcastic remarks, backhanded compliments, or small acts of sabotage. Jealous individuals may gossip, spread rumors, or plant doubts in others' minds to bring someone down. Their constant comparison creates an atmosphere of competition rather than support, which poisons relationships over time. Another alarming sign is constant negativity and criticism. These individuals always find fault in others and rarely express appreciation. They discourage rather than uplift, making others feel inadequate. Their words are laced with bitterness, and their presence often drains the energy from the room. Such people cannot tolerate positivity or optimism because it threatens their own miserable outlook on life. Their negative influence can crush confidence and shatter dreams if allowed to persist. Lastly, hypocrisy often exposes hidden demons. They preach morality but fail to practice it. They judge others harshly while excusing their own flaws. They demand loyalty and respect, but offer none in return. Hypocrites create confusion in relationships, making others feel that the rules only apply in one direction. This behavior breeds resentment and slowly destroys trust. Recognizing these signs requires emotional clarity and courage. It is not easy to accept that someone close to us may carry such traits, but ignoring these signs can lead to greater harm. Once identified, these behaviors should not be tolerated. Setting boundaries and distancing oneself from such influences is a necessary step in preserving mental and emotional well-being. The impact of negative individuals on society and family is far-reaching and deeply destructive. When people allow harmful traits like dishonesty, selfishness, manipulation, and arrogance to control them, they don't just affect themselves. They create ripples of damage that extend to their relationships, communities, and even the broader social structure. The presence of such individuals in close circles can lead to emotional distress, broken trust, and a toxic environment that erodes the very foundation of unity and harmony. The influence of such individuals can be devastating. A household thrives on love, trust, and mutual respect, but when one or more members carry these demons within them, the entire family dynamic suffers. Parents who exhibit selfishness or manipulation raise children who struggle with self-worth and emotional stability. Siblings who compete through jealousy rather than support create a lifetime of resentment. Relatives who gossip and spread falsehoods create divisions where there should be togetherness. Over time, a family that should be a source of strength becomes a battlefield of distrust and emotional pain. The effects of such behavior are not limited to the home. They extend into friendships as well. A deceitful friend can betray secrets, use others for personal gain, and leave deep emotional scars. A manipulative friend drains others by constantly taking without giving. Friendships should be a source of support, but when negative influences dominate, they become a source of stress and heartbreak. Many people suffer in silence because they do not realize they are entangled in toxic friendships that do not serve their well-being. These destructive traits manifest in even larger ways. When dishonesty spreads, institutions crumble. When selfishness prevails, communities weaken. When arrogance rules, leaders fail to serve with justice and fairness. Societies where manipulation, greed, and deceit are normalized inevitably experience increased corruption, injustice, and instability. These individuals do not just harm their immediate circle, they shape the future of entire generations by poisoning the moral fabric of the community. A key example of this is how such individuals create division. Whether within a family, a workplace, or a society, their goal is to break unity. They instill doubt in people's minds, twist the truth, and encourage hostility among those who should stand together. Families that could have remained strong end up in conflicts. Communities that could have progressed together become divided. This is how civilizations weaken, not through external threats, but through internal destruction caused by such negative influences. The most tragic impact of such individuals is that they weaken the faith and spirit of those around them. People who are constantly exposed to lies, manipulation, and cruelty may begin to lose hope in goodness. They may become cynical, distrustful, and emotionally closed off. Instead of spreading kindness, they begin to mirror the negativity they have endured. In this way, the cycle of destruction continues, passed from one person to another. Recognizing the impact of these negative influences is the first step toward breaking the cycle. Awareness allows individuals to distance themselves from harmful people and focus on building strong, honest, and uplifting relationships. A family, a friendship, or a society that is built on truth, justice, and sincerity will always be stronger than one ruled by deceit and selfishness. The responsibility to resist and counteract these destructive forces falls on each individual. Only by doing so can we create a better world. Protecting yourself and others from negative influences is crucial for maintaining peace, mental stability, and a positive environment. When toxic individuals infiltrate our lives, they can cause emotional and psychological damage that is difficult to reverse. However, by developing self-awareness, surrounding ourselves with the right people, and using wisdom and moral strength, we can safeguard ourselves and our loved ones from their harmful effects. The first and most important step is self-awareness. Many people become victims of manipulation and deceit because they fail to recognize these influences early on. It is essential to observe people's actions rather than just their words. A person who constantly lies, manipulates, or spreads negativity cannot be trusted, no matter how convincing they sound. Understanding this allows individuals to make better decisions about whom to trust and whom to keep at a distance. Self-awareness also means understanding our own weaknesses, knowing which emotional triggers might make us vulnerable to exploitation. Once we identify these areas, we can take conscious steps to protect ourselves from being manipulated. Another key defense is choosing the right company. The people we surround ourselves with shape our thoughts, emotions, and even our character. If we constantly engage with individuals who are dishonest, arrogant, or selfish, we will inevitably absorb some of their negativity. Instead, it is important to seek out honest, kind, and morally strong people who inspire us to become better. True friends and family members uplift each other, offer genuine support, and encourage growth. By keeping such people close, we create a protective shield against toxic influences. Setting boundaries is also an essential form of protection. Many people allow harmful individuals into their lives because they fear conflict or do not want to appear rude. However, protecting one's mental and emotional well-being is more important than pleasing others. If someone constantly lies, manipulates, or drains energy, it is necessary to limit interaction with them. This does not always mean cutting ties completely, but it does mean maintaining emotional distance and refusing to be drawn into their negativity. People must learn to say no when necessary and not feel guilty for prioritizing their own well-being. Faith and wisdom play a crucial role in countering negative influences. Those who stay grounded in truth, justice, and strong moral values are less likely to be swayed by deception and toxicity. Faith provides inner strength, allowing individuals to stay calm and composed even when faced with challenges. Wisdom helps in recognizing hidden motives, making sound decisions, and responding to negativity with patience rather than anger. It is important to educate and guide others. Not everyone who exhibits negative traits is beyond redemption. Some people act out of ignorance, insecurity, or past trauma. If possible, we should try to guide them towards self-improvement, helping them realize the harm they are causing. However, this must be done wisely. Some people will refuse to change, and in such cases, it is better to step away than to exhaust oneself in a hopeless effort. Protecting oneself from negativity does not mean becoming fearful or distrustful of others. It means developing wisdom, surrounding oneself with the right people, and having the strength to walk away from toxic influences when necessary. Only by doing so can we create a life that is filled with peace, positivity, and true happiness. The path to reform is not about punishment or revenge. It is about transformation, patience, and guidance. When people are overtaken by negative traits such as dishonesty, arrogance, or jealousy, they are not beyond redemption. Every individual has the potential to change. But change does not happen overnight. It requires self-reflection, awareness, and the right kind of influence. Instead of responding to negativity with hatred, we must approach such individuals with wisdom and a desire to bring them back to the right path. One of the most important aspects of reform is understanding the root cause of negative behavior. No one is born with toxic traits. They develop over time due to various factors such as upbringing, environment, personal struggles, and past experiences. Some people become manipulative because they were never taught the value of honesty. Others become arrogant because they use pride as a shield to hide their insecurities. Jealousy often stems from a deep feeling of inadequacy. By recognizing these underlying causes, we can approach people with patience rather than immediate judgment. The next step is leading by example. Words alone rarely change people, actions do. If someone is surrounded by dishonesty, they will continue to believe that lying is normal. If they see manipulation everywhere, they will think it is an acceptable way to live. However, when they encounter someone who remains truthful, kind, and just, despite challenges, it forces them to question their own ways. Leading by example does not mean tolerating negativity. It means demonstrating the strength of character that inspires others to reflect and change. Patience is key in the process of reform. Many people expect immediate results, but true change takes time. A person who has lived with negative habits for years will not suddenly transform after one conversation. They may resist, deny their flaws, or even become defensive. This is why persistence and patience are essential. Small efforts, repeated over time, can plant the seeds of change. Sometimes people need to fall and face the consequences of their actions before they realize their mistakes. In such moments, offering guidance instead of harsh criticism can make a difference. Encouraging self-reflection is another important aspect of reform. Some people never change simply because they never pause to reflect on their actions. Asking the right questions, engaging them in meaningful discussions, and helping them see the impact of their behavior can open their eyes. Instead of attacking them, guide them toward introspection. Do you think this action truly benefits you in the long run? Or have you ever considered how your behavior affects others? When a person begins to question their own actions, they take the first step toward self-improvement. We must accept that not everyone will change. Some people are too deeply consumed by negativity and refuse to acknowledge their flaws. In such cases, it is better to distance ourselves rather than waste energy on a lost cause. Reform is only possible for those who are willing to change. For those who are not, the best approach is to move forward without them, focusing on protecting our own peace and helping those who are open to growth. The ability to recognize, protect against, and reform negativity in our friends and family is not just a skill, it is a responsibility. We cannot afford to be blind to the toxic influences that surround us, nor can we allow them to weaken our moral foundation. Deception, manipulation, arrogance, jealousy, and selfishness are not just personal flaws. They have far-reaching consequences that destroy relationships, divide families, and corrupt societies. The first step is awareness, understanding that not everyone around us has good intentions. The second step is protection, setting boundaries and ensuring that we do not fall victim to manipulation or deceit. And finally, where possible, the third step is reform, helping those who are willing to change, guiding them with wisdom, patience, and by setting an example. However, it is also important to recognize that not everyone can be saved, and in such cases, walking away is the best option for preserving our own well-being. The key to a strong, healthy, and successful life is surrounding ourselves with truth, sincerity, and righteousness. We must be mindful of the company we keep, cautious of those who seek to mislead us, and firm in our values. If we remain vigilant, build strong relationships based on honesty, and strive to uplift others instead of tearing them down, we can create a world where goodness prevails over darkness. The choice lies in our hands. Whether we allow negativity to consume us, or whether we rise above it and inspire change.